Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm recording this on the 14th of December 2024, releasing this after the Wulf review. I'm not really sure because this is a prequel to Lord of the Rings, even though there's a thing. I was gonna send my friend on to the cinema. You wondering what this is? This is not actual. Okay, it is a tattoo, but it's not really a tattoo. So you're wondering what the hell this is. I know it looks like something you've seen a baby's version of a hospital, not baby's product of a hospital, but you know what I mean. You toddler's hospital, have you went to hospital, that sort of thing. It's not that. It's something. So it's nothing major happened. Anyway, so my friend thought I don't like Lord of the Rings. I'm not gonna go with Craig. I know that's nothing to do with my YouTube channel. I know, but I'm just saying. If you're into random films that's not really into the subgenre of whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, this is not really a Lord of the Rings film, even though it says Lord of the Rings. It's like Fantastic Beasts, but Fantastic Beasts is more into Harry Potter-ish than this, because Lord of the Rings is more. But I know that The Hobbit is nothing to do with Lord of the Rings because it's a prequel to Lord of the Rings, but this film, like War of Helm's Deep or whatever. Because I actually mentioned some bits of the film about that, but yeah, it's complicated. I thought because look, these films, yeah, all these films. I haven't got the Wulf one. I actually reviewed and watched that on a certain website. So yeah, I've done that. So that I haven't got that on DVD, but you know, at the end of the day. This is not really a Lord of the Rings film. So I watched it today on the 14th of December. Where's the time gone? I'm not sure this is my thoughts on my reaction to, or what? Not a reaction like I'm reacting to this film or this TV show or this little tiny clip on YouTube. Not that reacting. It's a review series called My Reaction To, where I take my actual reaction to this, whatever this film might be, let alone this film that I just watched today. But you know, that's my reaction. My review, my thoughts on is like a normal, you know, deeper spoilers and stuff like that. But I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a long day. But yeah, for me personally, I know I'm recording this like 17, probably 5:29, but you're watching this any sort of time. So lucky you. Because you can relax, you can do whatever you want. So, yeah, I really think like you know, sometimes you watch films and you're like a critic like me. You know, I said this before, I know, but sometimes when I watch films, I don't really concentrate it that much, and I do concentrate on some bits, and I just go with the flow and stuff like that. So I wasn't really concentrating. I did like the detail between little tiny bits from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit bits. Well, even though I watched all the Hobbit films not really deeply, but yeah. So there's at the very end you can see Salamander or whatever, you know, the Christopher Lee guy or whatever his name is. You know what I mean? There's a reference to Gandalf at the very end, like this letter to Gandalf or something at the very end, and there's the end credits. There's the little tiny octopus thing that when they went into this sort of thing in the film, in this film is to do with this big ginormous trunk elephant thing getting eaten by an octopus. There's that sort of the same sort of creature, not the same characteristic personalized that significant creature, but there might be different sort of the same species of that octopus thing. Maybe, I don't know, in the same area when they all want to go on this big ginormous mountain cave palace thing in Lord of the Rings 1, 2, 3, I don't know. So yeah, so you can tell it's Lord of the Rings because of the medieval fantasy thingy bob. Okay, that makes sense. But because there's loads of different films for that sort of subgenre. But you know what I mean. So you could tell it's Lord of the Rings because I mentioned a little bit of, I don't know, this ring with these little tiny what do you call it? Gamorks, or I don't know, these creatures. But I thought these sort of creatures were made by not Salamander. You know what I mean, this character with the white beard by Christopher, what's his name? But no, these sort of creatures came around before that, but we don't really concentrate on that. So why is there a little reference to the ring, even though this big ginormous Dark Lord thing with the wings? Hey, I thought he made it later on before this film, because this film is referenced to do with this anime. This is the thing. I thought this film was just going to be anime, but I'm not an anime person. But you can tell you're gonna enjoy it without the anime feel. I know this is animated because I watched. Okay, I'm not a Whovian, but I've been watching Doctor Who recently on BBC iPlayer. Yeah, and it's all, most of them are lost media, and they're all walking like this, and they talk like that, and they go, "Oh, this is what we're gonna do today. I wonder what's gonna happen, Jamie," or whatever. This is what that happen with anime. They talk like this and they do like that and whatever. So it's a little bit distracting, but who cares? You know, the most important thing is the special effects, the story, and the action. And some of the things in this film, I personally feel like it's really, really good. And this is the thing, I really was concentrating on the film too muchly. I forgot what the story was all about, because you know, sometimes films go so quick, but it's only like 3 or 2 hours long or something like that. And you concentrate on these sort of films and end up being, oh, it's nearly the end. Oh no, there need to be more to go. I don't know. So that was that sort of thing in this film. So yeah, back to the thing that I thought that the little tiny bit about the narrator said something along the lines of, this daughter of the king thing that was died and later on in the film and came back to life again, and just dead in the fighting thing. I don't know. Anyway, something king royal thing. I don't know. Anyway, so something to do with the fact of she had this ring, or she had this something first before everybody else. If that makes sense, but then it ends up being, well, something else, and it makes no sense, and whatever. So the story is, I don't know where this ginormous man with the beard, really, really bad person, was to take over the Lord's King's thing, and then this son or something got annoyed that his uncle or father died in this battle between the good guy and the bad. You know who's the bad guy and good guy with some scenes, and you get distracted and whatever. That's when maybe if you're into that sort of thing, you watch these sort of films, you can't remember what's going on in the film, even though you do know what's going on, but you're not concentrating, like you are tired. I was so tired, and look, I wasn't actually tired, but yeah, I don't know. So that's why, you know, sometimes you do things and you're not actually concentrating, and you want to concentrate, but it's just there. That's for me in this film. I said something similar like some seconds or minutes ago about the same sort of thing, but that was different because I was so tired, and somebody suggested to have a relaxed weekend because it's nearly Christmas where I'm recording this already. So I really want to get this done because there's a new film about Lord of the Rings, what we're going to do in February, you know. So I don't think I'm going to actually review this one this year, last whatever, or this one, or this one, even though technically I've done 2 of, not the last actual one, but I've done 2 of them in the Wulf one, so yeah, I like how when I do review, not let alone all the review videos in general, I really enjoyed the music in Wulf one, and you appreciate, you know, sometimes you watch these sort of stuff and you feel like this is where it come from, or the parody or something, even though the Wulf one came out first with that sort of genre of animation. If that makes sense. But then I didn't know that there was a 1972-3 version of Lord of the Rings before the Wulf one, and I thought the Wulf one was first, and then a different sort of Lord of the Rings. I don't know how it works, but yeah, that was it. So I don't know. So I really, you know, sometimes you watch these films and you feel like, I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, okay? So if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, or I don't know, Hobbit fan thing, and you think that I'm not sure. I was a fan. I'll just pick up the designs of the medieval fantasy thing, and I was thinking when I was watching some scenes in the film, like, this is not like Never-Ending Story sort of thing. This is not Narnia sort of thing. Well, Narnia is kind of the same sort of thing as Lord of the Rings, but different characters and different country and different thing, because it's all medieval times, fantasy, talking animals. Don't know. But in Lord of the Rings, you don't see much talking animals, if that makes sense. It's just focus on the people, and Narnia is just like focus on both, with different characters and different worlds, but it's the same sort of galaxy. I don't know how it works. So yeah, I you know, sometimes you watch films that you love. I didn't like this film. I enjoyed it, appreciate it. Even though I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, so I don't know what I'm appreciating it for, but looking back on these sort of films, you might watch it when you don't know what to watch on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. So you click on something on streaming and like, oh, Lord of the Rings, Wolf of Dewberry, Khan thing, I don't know, well, Helm's Deep. And yeah, I feel like this is, because most films that come out in December time, January time, March time, April time, I don't know, before the middle of the year and end-ish year, they do boring, okay, whatever films. They're good, most of them are good, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, whatever. So that's what I feel like this film is. It's a yeah, whatever, don't mind it film, put in the genre of I don't know, Wicked Little Letters, Violent Night. What you know, and this is the weirdest thing, like changing the subject. That the same subject, but nothing to do with the Lord of the Rings film. There used to be a film, I couldn't remember about this, but about it being in the same year. But there was a film about June 2 that I really did enjoy. It was 2 or 3 hours long. Yeah, I thought that might be in the middle of the year or something like that. This year while I'm recording this, but it sadly was in the beginning of the year. Maybe because I got too many schedules of, I don't know, Wolverine and Liverpool or something. I don't know, Deadpool. But no. So yeah, I don't know why, but this film will be probably loads of things are following. So I know, but this will be at the bottom of the pile with following of film fans of 2024. But at the same time, it's been advertised a lot before, but that's the same with Paddington 3 and in Peru, but I don't know, that went downhill apparently, but I really did enjoy it, even though it's not technical. I know that Paddington 3 and Paddington 2 and Paddington is not really realistic, but it's more realistic than some films are big hit, or whatever. But anyway, back to this. So yeah, I don't know what to pick on what I want to say about this film, because I don't know. Some scenes you feel like, when is this going to end, because I want to go to sleep and I want to review it and stuff like that. And some scenes you did enjoy, and I was just stretching, I was just yawning, not because it was boring, I just feel like, when are you going to do something? I think one of the worst films ever is probably if I was like this at the cinema, yawning, tired, going to sleep, having my snacks, like, oh, what's the time? I can't see, it's all in the dark. Gone with the Wind. It's not Gone with the Wind. It's more, I don't know, something else, you know. But I don't know. So this film, I don't know, but I do enjoy it. If you're like a one-off film that you don't know what to do on a Saturday or Friday or something like that, without work. So, you know, that sort of film is not a film that you want to enjoy for in general, looking back on the years, but this will probably go somewhere in the pile of who cares pile, yeah, interesting pile, and the awesome pile. But I feel like this film is both in these, not that. But probably because I'm not an anime person. But yeah, that's all I got. I know it's 15 minutes so far while recording this, and this has nothing to do with Bilbo Baggins or, I don't know, this. Well, they did reference, I know I said this before, but they just reference a little bit, so I think there's going to be, I don't know, War of something something. On the top of my head, I think it's Rohirrim or something like that. Even though technically it's Helm's Deep, because they changed it as Helm's Deep at the very end of the film. But what I'm trying to say is, about this bit of the film review, if there's going to be War of something 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 on it, but that's going to be in 2025 or something, I don't know. If this is going to be a big, not big hit, because at the moment Wicked and Beetlejuice 2, I'm not really sure was a hit, but I don't know. I think so far in 2024 wise, it's Wicked. So I'm not sure this film that I just watched today is going to be a massive hit, but it's going to be, yeah, right, floppy, hitty thing. But yeah, I enjoyed the story, but I didn't enjoy the boredom, and maybe because I had a bad day, I'm not sure, but I did feel like they put effort into it, because I'm not because I don't watch much anime in general, but sometimes you watch it, maybe because it's low budget, not this film, but some low budget things, they look low budget and they don't put effort into it. But there used to be a show that I watched as a kid, it's a different anime by the way, was Grimm's Fairy Tale Adventures or something like that, and I loved it. But sadly I didn't have all the DVDs of it, because back in the day they had, I don't know, newspapers with a little bit of DVD bits in it, the same with the Wizard and Wardrobe BBC thing. So not the 1960s one, I'm talking about the 1980s to 1990s one. So yeah, that's what I liked. I like films that, well, not films, but that there was like Red Riding Hood, Snow White, I think, don't know. There was The Beauty and the Beast. There was that sort of genre, and also Puss in Boots. Even though Puss in Boots, the film, has nothing to do with this original one in the anime version. When this boy eats stuff and pays later on in life when he gets mortgage or whatever, I don't know. And then, well, that makes no sense, but at the same time it makes sense. So there was different sort of things in this sort of Grimm's fairy tale thing. But yeah, I'm not sure why, but there's some anime stuff that I hate, or maybe it's a acquired taste, and this you can get through because I'm not a massive fan of these sort of films, but nothing to do with anime in general, but this sort of genre of films. But I can deal with it, you know what I mean? Because I like the, not aesthetic, well, I don't know. Some of the scenes don't make sense because, or scene, I mean like the costumes and stuff like that, because in the first Lord of the Rings stories, yeah, that came later on than this film story, they had clothing, probably because at that century it's like, because it's like World War II at the time, they're like, oh, there's not much interesting clothes. Well, there is interesting clothes, but it's not really that much. So it's probably like Chernobyl or something. They didn't have lots of interesting stuff to do to save themselves from the Big Bang. I don't know, that's my theory. I'm not saying it's true, but that's just an example theory thing. So that's why Lord of the Rings, I had interesting clothing and new age sort of fantasy stuff, but at the same time these have more, and I don't know how it works, but sometimes you watch these things like, that doesn't make any sense because that came before Lord of the Rings, so why did they just had interesting armor clothes, and they just had, probably because they didn't have much army clothes in the Lord of the Rings films, I don't know, but there's loads of different hidden bits that doesn't make any sense, but the story counts, even though the story, I just focus on, as again, I'm a critic, I just focus on those sort of things. I'm a deep thinker with films, I just overthink it a lot, so it makes sense that I just saying that makes no sense. So what, I must be going into some kind of thing that I just say to the director or producers or costume makers, I don't know, it's like, that makes no sense to the prequel, the sequel, or whatever. Well, that's the same with Star Wars, but I don't know, that's a different topic. But yeah, that's what I do. Thank you very much for watching this long 16-hour video of nothing to do with these sort of films. But I thought Christopher Lee, or whatever his name, I know it's Christopher something, and he played this salamander or something, I don't know. I know the character, yeah, and he appeared at the very end of the film, nothing to do with that. I thought he died some time ago, yeah, but apparently he's still alive, and he's probably like 100 plus. But yeah, he probably has a few lines and then mentioned at the very end of the credits. But I didn't see the end credits because it was late when I came out to the cinema. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching this long review about hardly anything to do with the film and just rambling on about certain rubbish. But yeah, at the end of the day, I have no idea where to put this this film, to do with this review. I'm not sure where to put this film, let alone the review, because the review is not really the thing here. Like the movie, no idea. Because when I watched Indiana Jones, I distinctly remember a little bit saying, I have no idea what to say about this sort of film. So that was the same with this film. It was all over the place. Went too quickly, went too slow at the same time. That's all. Thank you very much, and I'll try to review these sort of films later down on the line, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I got nothing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Took ages to make, not ages to make, but take ages to talk about it. Finally, yeah, I got nothing. If you really want to watch this whole film, I suggest if you're into Lord of the Rings, probably not, because the fans of different films or TV shows or whatever watch stuff like this of Lord of the Rings, but any sort of thing, and say, oh, I don't really like it, or maybe, I don't know, but it's up to you, because you need to read the description. And normally when I book something on Sydney World or Showcase or something, yeah, I don't focus on the description, I just watch a film. Not just watch a film, it depends. I watched some time ago, not this year, but some years ago, Bones Note, and I acquired taste, let's say, and it was 18 plus. I can watch stuff that's 18, but it depends on what it is and what I feel like. So, but yeah, I got nothing. I feel like this film is good-ish, probably because it's anime, and I know that people love anime these days. Not because of whatever, but I just feel like people are into anime. And if you're into anime, this film is up to you. But if you're not up to you, this film won't be with your interest. But if you're not into Lord of the Rings, it depends. But yeah, back to the subject. I have no idea if you really want to watch it, because it's hardly anything to do with Lord of the Rings, and hardly to do, because they focus on little tiny bits, but not really. So yeah, thank you much for watching, and I'll need to go. Bye.